Cedinio in really good form in 3, so too Bloomfield outside him in 4, and watch for Hudson Smith out in 7 to see whether he is continuing to bounce back from injuries. First 3 coming back for the semis tomorrow. Good to see another clean start. We've only had one false start. Oh, and Hudson Smith's pulled his hamstring. That's a real shame for the Briton. He's out. Meanwhile, Bloomfield coming up onto the shoulder of Kishoyan, the tiny Kenyan, and Cedinio floating around the track, second from the right-hand side. No move yet from Haroon, but remember, Haroon has been injured this season. Good running from the Trinidadian and the Jamaican. And Kishoyan trying to come back into the mix, along with Fora on the outside, the South African. Cedinio and Bloomfield just need to be careful here, because Fora's coming through. Cedinio from Bloomfield, Fora takes 3rd. Hudson Smith pulled his hamstring. It's really good to see Cedinio, the former World Junior Champion, coming back to form. Low 45s. He had to work a little bit for that one, but he's safely into the semi-finals.
So we take it again from the start. Cedinio in lane 3, of course. Bloomfield in 4. We're just looking at pictures there of Matthew Hudson-Smith. We were expecting him to go well in lane 7, but this is when Cedinio just came into the straight there. Both himself and Bloomfield look like they're just trying to get to the line without having to do too much. Maybe just a little spurt there from Cedinio to ensure that he takes first place.
First 3 in each heat once again. Qualifying for tomorrow's semi-finals. There are 6-time qualifier places as well. James on the inside, Norwood, Janasic, Mile, Mokoleng, Solomon and Walsh for heat 2. Well, Kirani James, as well as that 2011 World Championship and the 2012 Olympic title, did pick up a bronze medal in Beijing at 2015 and the Rio silver medal in the 2016 Olympics as well. At the moment, he's hanging on to Vernon Norwood as they go down the back. Solomon of Australia, one from the outside, has gone through quickly, but in the inside 2 lanes, Norwood and James making good progress as they hit the halfway point. And it's Kirani James right on the inside who may well be leading this as they swing round into the home straight. Solomon, though, is going well, and also right on the outside, Walsh of Japan. As they straighten up for those first 3 places, it's Kirani James right on the inside. Norwood desperately trying to make up that ground to be in the top 3. Walsh on the outside for Japan going well, but Kirani James is going to take this and look across to see what's going on. What a welcome comeback to the world stage that is from Kirani James. 44.54, just outside his season's best.
So we saw Solomon out in lane 7, the Australian athlete, hook on the early running. But it was in lane 2, Kirani James just bided his time, didn't he? You can see him looking out over to his right-hand side, just making sure that his qualification is nice and comfortable.
I tell you what, that just gave me a little shiver down my spine seeing him smile there, because you can tell there that is a smile of everything he's been through.
If we're looking for a big 3, they come no bigger, first of all. And Fred Kerley in lane 3, second in Brussels, behind his great rival, Michael Norman, who he beat to the US title. Kerley will try and be as conservative as he can here. Ray should start closing down the athlete from Chad outside him, and indeed he does. Abu Bakr Abbas going nicely down the back straight, just out of your shot at the moment, and now Kerley beginning to show his class here as he gives David Ray something to chase. Abbas on the outside, but Kerley's so strong. He showed a lot of promise when he was on the NCAA circuit and then seemed to struggle just a smidge when he came into the senior ranks, but no longer. He's got a big, powerful stride. He's hitting cruise control here. He does want to make sure he wins, I would have thought, just to make sure he gets the best lane. But Ray takes it, Kerley second, Abbas third. And Al Yassin of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the outside. We'll have to wait and see if he can take one of the non-automatic spots.
But he's having a look round, very relaxed, isn't he? Right from about 150 metres to go. He actually turns the whole of his head round. He doesn't just have a glance, he takes a whole look. But Ray knows how significant it is if he can actually beat Kerley to this one. And that was very much a case of Kerley just handing the victory to him.
So Michael Norman right out in lane 7. Kirani James is 44.94, is the fastest of the 3 heats we've seen already. Michael Norman already up on Zaroumeh of Niger on the outside. His run of 43.45 this year put him equal fourth with the great Jeremy Warriner, fourth on the all-time list. Diamond League winner, of course, but as Rob mentioned in the last heat, he was beaten by Fred Kerley at the US Championships. And Norman running very serenely around the top bend. Gay inside him in the yellow of Jamaica and Karam of Kuwait. 3 in a line. It's probably just Karam of Kuwait at this stage, so Michael Norman will just have to put his foot down slightly here, with also coming through on the inside Scotch of Botswana, and now Norman starts to step on it. Norman and Gay and Scotch of Botswana, and Norman will just about shade it on the line. 45 seconds dead unofficially, and Michael Norman there looked like he did just absolutely what he had to do and not an inch more.
Here we go, back from the start. Gay, the Jamaican, ran well in lane 5. And at this point, I wonder what Norman thought. He went down the back straight, nice and relaxed. Looks really floaty. He almost reminds me of a 400-metre hurdler. Looks like he's about to approach some barriers. But at this point, he'll have realised that he has to work a little bit harder. His compass, Gay, though, just looked like he was moving through the gears, didn't he?
Watch for Gardiner then in 3, Zambrano in 6. 3, joining the big boys in tomorrow's semis. It's been a good standard. Set up some intriguing drama. Gardiner just tends to lope around the track. In fact, the Colombian's gone out very gently. Osai of Canada's absolutely stormed down the back straight. Gardiner's now lolloping his way into contention. Zamani of Botswana running well. Now Gardiner coming through on the inside. The Colombian's miles down at the moment, which will be really disappointing for him after the season he's enjoyed so far. What a good run it is by the Canadian. Gardiner's just jogging here. Now comes the Colombian. Good running here. Gardiner takes it. Well, Gardiner takes it. The Canadian Osai second and Zambrano was third, although his race tactics were all over the place. Anyway, the Colombian made it. So too did the Canadian. Gardiner barely out of breath, 45.68. Well, he's run a second and a half quicker than that, and he'll have to go faster than that in the semis and the final. But that was a minimal effort expended way to reach the semi-finals.
But here we go. He went out in lane 3. I once heard Michael Johnson explain the 400 metres. He said it's all about the 4 Ps. It's about push, it's about position, it's about pace, and then it's about praying. But Gardiner didn't need to do any praying down that home straight. And look here at the Colombian coming through here in lane 6. He left it late, didn't he?
The current time qualifier in last position on that list is Alonso Russell of the Bahamas with 45.91. So anyone outside the top 3 needs to produce 45.91 or quicker to have a chance of making tomorrow's semi-finals. Well, Emmanuel Correa, one from the left of the shot in the red and black of Kenya, is one of those athletes who really does prove the divide between 400 and 800 can be breached. He reminds a lot of people of the great Cuban Alberto Juantorena, who did the 400 and 800 double back at the 76 Olympics in Montreal. It's Correa on the outside, just taking Sakur inside him, along with him at the moment. Rabah Youssef of Great Britain trying to get his way into it as well as they swing round into the home turn. It's the outside lanes at the moment. Sakur from Korea and also Palasa of Colombia. Rabah Youssef now making an impact coming through in lane number 5. The top 3, remember, going through, also finishing fastest Strother of the US on the inside, but he's got too much to do. It's Korea also cantering up to the line. Sakur takes the second spot ahead of Rabah Youssef. The winning time is 45.08, which is going to make it look questionable whether anybody outside the top 3 is going to make it through. But Emmanuel Correa, after disappointment in the 800 metres, safely through as the winner of that 8 ahead of Sakur, 45.32, and Rabah Youssef, 45.4. Number 45.91 is the current last, and Palasa, in fact, will sneak through as a time qualifier.